Hello, I'm Father Jim Shea. I'm the pastor of St. Peter Church. I want to say a few words about Ignatian Spirituality, which is at the heart of who we are as a Jesuit parish. Jesuits throughout the world have a certain way of proceeding, a certain perspective, certain preferences that we bring to all of our ministries. We've articulated those quite recently with the blessing of Pope Francis. One is reaching out to youth, helping them find a hope-filled future. Also, ministering to those at the edges of society, those who are rejected, the refugee, the migrant, those who face discrimination. Also, care for creation at this time of climate crisis. But the fundamental perspective is helping people, showing the way to God through the spiritual exercises and discernment. So everything else is built on that, helping people come to an experience of God's love, to come into a relationship with the person of Christ, so that they might be in companionship in service. Pope Benedict said that the heart of the faith is more than a moral and ethical code of conduct. It's more than a philosophy of life. That the heart of our faith is an encounter with the person of Jesus Christ. So it's about a relationship with the Lord that really changes everything. And so we try to do that at St. Peter through our preaching, through our education and formation. There's many resources on our website that can help you go deeper, especially during these hard days of pandemic, when we really need the consolation of the faith in very special ways. A couple of programs we have for the fall that I want to bring to your attention. One is the Examen. It's 4 sessions, of weekly sessions, and that with a team that will help you find God in your ordinary experience. I really recommend that program. Another is what we call the Encounter with the Living God. This is 6 weeks of guided prayer with a spiritual companion who will help you reflect on that prayer. It can be a game changer. I've had people tell me, now I know the difference between saying prayers and really praying. Or now, rather than just praying to God, I now have a sense of God in my life in an ongoing, habitual way. And that can make such a difference to people and can really open up the life of faith.
What I really love about the Examen is it can be for anybody. It meets people where they're at in their relationship with God and the divine, where they are in their faith journey. The Examen adapts itself to where you are. Each week what we'll be doing in our classes is spending time together doing a group examen. This will set the template for your individual examens during the week, but it gives us a chance to share the prayer together. We'll also spend a little time reflecting on your experience from the past week in doing the Examen. Also, we will be doing something called Holy Listening.
Holy listening is quite different than the kind of listening we do from day to day. I've heard it described in a beautiful way as using one ear to listen to the person and another one to the Spirit. We listen for the movements of God within that person and within us.
My ability to notice things has increased, and my awareness has gotten a little less narrow and judgmental and just softer and gentler.
So one of the programs we're offering this fall at the parish is Encountering the Living God. This is an opportunity for a 6-week-long program for you to work one-on-one with a spiritual director and deepen your life with God and learn more about Ignatian spirituality. This is a program that's probably best for people who have a little bit of experience already with Ignatian spirituality. Perhaps you've done the Examen program here in the parish, or maybe you went on a Kairos retreat when you were in college, or maybe you've been to a retreat house already. This is a way for you to deepen your relationship with God by just working one-on-one with a spiritual director for 6 weeks. You'll pray every day for about 30 minutes, and you'll learn more about who Jesus is and who Jesus is to you.
It was the spring of 2019, and at the time I was going through a phase of, I met with Father Shea. I went through a few things in my life where I was feeling some loss, but I just felt this restlessness of like I was living life, but I wasn't enjoying life. And I didn't understand what I was feeling. And after meeting with Father Shea a couple times, he had then given me a pamphlet about the retreat. But I am more at peace, and you feel this lightness and this close relationship. I think it was about 3 weeks into it, and I wrote about, and I remember it after reading it, this feeling that I got, and it's, it's that feeling you get when you're in a brand new relationship, and you just feel this joy, and you feel like somebody has you, and you're secure, and you're in this together.
When you meet with your spiritual director, it's important to know that the Holy Spirit is the true spiritual director. Spiritual direction is not therapy, it's not counseling, it's not confession, and it's not religious training. It's really a time for us to help listen with you, to dig deeper into where God is moving, and for us to pay attention, to what's happening in your prayer life and also in your home life, and how is God inviting you in a very unique way to grow deeper.
Some participants will have their own established daily prayer routine, and you want to stay with that. But I think it's more typical that the participant would like a little bit more direction in prayer, and the director can provide some general suggestions for prayer and materials. The commitment is 30 to 60 minutes a day, and it's important to spend some of that time in just quiet listening, not necessarily active prayer, but to listen to where God may be, or where God may be seeking to communicate with you. Also important is some form of journaling at the end of each day of prayer. The encounter is really encountering the living God, and the encounter we're talking about is the participant's personal encounter with God. The encounter is not the meeting with the director. We just hope that helps to facilitate your experience.